Hi guys, so I am 3 months and 1 week postpartum today, so I'm a little bit late on this video. You guys know the drill, I'm never on time anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because there's kind of a lot to update on. So the boys are getting so big. I cannot believe it has already been 3 months. It's freaking insane. Size wise, I don't know how much they weigh because they haven't had an appointment where they weigh them. They had an appointment for their delayed shots, but they haven't had an appointment to see like how much they weigh. However, Kyson is in size 2 diapers and he's like at the top of 0 to 3 clothing, and Caden is still in size 1 diapers and he's also in 0 to 3 clothes. However, he's at the very bottom. Like some of the 0 to 3 that fit Kyson don't really fit Caden, so they're like completely different sizes. So at this point we're buying 3 different kinds of diapers because we haven't started potty training yet. So Lily is in size 4, Kyson's in size 2, and Caden's in size 1. So it's absolutely insane right now. Luckily we have like 300 million thousand diapers from like hand-me-downs and baby showers and stuff, so we really don't have to buy diapers. Their sleep patterns, it really just varies day by day, completely varies. On an average day, they'll go down between, Kyson is still sleeping in the crib and Caden sleeps in the swing, and Caden will sleep in the crib. I think it's just that they are so on a completely different schedule. I don't want to put them together to risk one of them waking the other one up because like sometimes Caden will sleep through the night and sometimes Kyson will sleep through the night, and if one of them were to wake up and cry, they're both pretty light sleepers and I'm pretty sure the other one would wake up and that would just be all bad. And I want to encourage them sleeping through the night. I don't want to like have constant like interruptions during their sleep from their brother. So yeah, Caden sleeps out here in the swing and Kyson sleeps in the crib. On average, like I said, it varies day by day, but on average, yeah, Kyson will fall asleep around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Last night he went down at 9. Sometimes it's as early as 7:30. It's just anywhere from like 7:30 to 8:30 usually. And Caden will usually go down before because he still sleeps more than his brother. He just sleeps more. I don't know why, just his personality, I guess. But he'll usually fall asleep around 7:30. Sometimes a little bit earlier. Whenever they go to sleep, they'll both stay down until around 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know, it's always one of them that wakes up, but it's not always the same one. But it's usually around 2 or 3 in the morning. They'll wake up for the first time, and then Kyson will wake up around 6. Then Caden will wake up sometime around that time too. So it's hard to tell because they're just on so completely different schedules. I'm just going to say on average I wake up around 3, around 6, around 7, and we usually get up by 8. So sometimes we'll sleep in longer, like if Lilia's at Gabe's house, if it's Gabe's weekend, then we can sleep in longer because if I just nurse them back to sleep, they'll go back to sleep. And so yeah, it's really, we're just like taking it all day by day. As for their naps, they pretty much sleep all morning. They'll wake up, like I said, around 8, we'll get up, and Kyson will stay up. Well, you know what? Caden usually doesn't get up by 8. He'll usually sleep until like 10 or 11. But Kyson will get up around 8 and then he'll fall back asleep for a morning nap. And just in that morning time until about noon or 1, they'll be up and down, asleep awake, asleep awake. They have little naps here and there. Like I said, absolutely no schedule. So yeah, that's pretty much just like all over the place. It's kind of hard to update on, but yeah, they still sleep quite a bit. They are awake and they play a lot too, but Kyson is awake a lot more than Caden is, and luckily right now they're both asleep so I can do this video. They are finally grabbing toys, which is so exciting. I love it because you can just like put a toy in front of them and they like try to get the toy. And it's so funny because I went back and watched my 3-month update from Lilia, and they're like pretty much exactly on track. It's weird to see like how babies develop, and it's like pretty much the same for all babies. Their absolute favorite toy for both of them is this little thing. It doesn't do anything except this has some balls in it. Some balls in that one. Yeah, it's pretty exciting to me to put it in front of them. And then I talked about a face that Lilia used to make when she concentrates. Kyson makes that same exact face, and Caden makes a similar version of it also. In general, I've noticed that Kyson and Lilia are pretty much exactly the same. Like they do everything at the same pace. Everything like milestone wise and developmentally wise, they're exactly the same. And Caden is a little bit behind both of them. But I think it's just because they're both, Kyson and Lilia were both so big. They're just like big babies, and Caden is just a little bit smaller, so he's not as strong, so he can't hold himself up as much, just stuff like that. I don't think he's like not as smart or something. It's also, oh my god, I have never, of all three of these kids, I have never had a baby drool and spit up as much as Kyson. Oh my god. Like, we've started putting bibs on him because he's just constantly like all over the place. It's gross. I always thought that you never had to burp a breastfed baby, or at least not as much, and that was true with like all three of them except for Kyson. Like, you have to burp him, otherwise he's just gonna like projectile vomit everywhere. So also, he chews on his hands constantly. Kyson is always like has 2 fists in his mouth all the time. And also, just like a random observation that I made, Kaden doesn't poop as much as Kyson. It's just like random, but I always remembered, like, when I think of newborn Lilia, I just remembered like poop all the time, no matter what. There was always poop in her diaper. No matter if you just changed it, there was always poop in her diaper. That's not how either of these ones are. Like, Kyson still poops like all the freaking time, but Kaden doesn't poop as much. Like, he'll poop like once or twice a day, and Kyson will poop like a lot. But yeah, it's just really weird. Also, Kaden doesn't like being like rocked to sleep or held when he's sleeping. He doesn't really like being nursed to sleep. He likes to put himself to sleep, which I'm not complaining about. But when he gets tired, if you just put him in the swing, he'll just fall asleep on his own, which is really easy because Kyson is more like Lilia, where he has to be rocked, patted, nursed, like all at the same time to be put to sleep. So that kind of sucks. I'm trying to transition him by like putting him in the crib and then giving him his pacifier and like patting his back a little bit, because it's a little bit better than like the hardcore rocking and nursing thing that you're doing. But I'm hoping that I can kind of wean him off of that early, because it was so hard. I mean, I remember rocking Lilia to sleep, like hardcore standing up, rocking her to sleep when she was like 14, 15 months old. So I really don't want to get on that habit again. That was really bad. So I'm going to try to cut him off now. And also, oh my god, like, I put this in the last like weekly video, which I'm behind on. I have like 2 more to put up now. Kyson like basically sits up on his own. It's so weird. Like, you just sit him up, like you can literally sit him up like not against anything at all, and he'll just like sit there for a few seconds. Like, I don't know if it's just his fat holding himself up, but he is so strong. And also, he already pushes himself like, all the way up, and he's turned several times from his stomach to his back. So, I mean, he's just so strong, but I just never thought a 3-month-old could be considered basically a supported sitter. Kaden isn't anywhere near that stage at all. It's just Kyson, so it's really weird. Also, Kyson's hernia is completely gone, 100% gone, but he does have an outie belly button. So I don't know if that's a result from the hernia or if it's just like how his body was made, but it is finally completely gone, thank God. And these past like 5 days or so, Caden's is pretty much gone too. Like, when he cries really hard, sometimes it'll poke out a little bit, or just some random time during the day it'll poke out a little bit, but for the most part it's like gone. So I'm pretty sure we'll both be safe with the hernias, and they won't have to have surgery, which is great. As for me and how I'm doing postpartum, for birth control, I mentioned in my last video, I'm on the shot, so I don't have to go back for another 2 more months or whatever. I'm still exclusively breastfeeding, and that is going really, really, really great. I still have like an overproduction of milk. Also, one thing I haven't really talked about, because it just kind of like, I've had it for so long, it just slips my mind. One thing I have a really bad problem with is my back acne. Like, I never really had problems with breaking out. Like, I'd get a pimple here and there, but for some reason, and I remember this with Lilia too, I just break out really bad on my back when I'm pregnant and breastfeeding. And other than that, I think that's pretty much all. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try to get back to you. I'm gonna update more just like about my life, about school and stuff. I have school coming up soon. I'm gonna make a whole different video for all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my 3-month postpartum belly. It's kind of in the way. The shirt down. Here's the shirt up. You can still see my hernia. And I just got my muscle separation checked out today, and the doctor said that it's so minimal, it's like pointless to do anything about it. But overall, this is just what is the problem here. Because if I didn't have this, it would be like pretty much back to normal. Yeah, but you can see my hernia. It's like barely there. Okay, so that's pretty much all for this update. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions. If you haven't liked my Facebook fan page, go ahead and go there because I update more on that and I post more pictures and stuff. So yeah, other than that, I'll talk to you guys for my next update. Bye!